Well, a letter circulating within the publishing industry calling to ban book deals for traitors. In other words, those affiliated with the Trump administration. So far, more than 500 have signed on to this. Quoting here, no participant in an administration that caged children, performed involuntary surgeries on captive women, and scoffed at science as millions were infected with a deadly virus should be enriched by the almost rote largesse of a big book deal. And no one who incited, suborned, instigated, or otherwise supported the January 6, 2021 coup attempt should have their philosophies remunerated and disseminated through our beloved publishing houses. With us now is Jonathan Turley, George Washington Law Professor and Fox News contributor. Professor, I'm eager to get your opinion on this because these 547 publishing officials went as far as to invoke the son of Sam law, equating former Trump administration officials with convicted felons who should not profit off book deals. Your thoughts?
Well, it's chilling. I mean, it is another demonstration that we are living through the most anti-free speech period since the Red Scare. I mean, the difference is that that period was largely brought about from the right, and universities and the media helped resist that effort. This is coming from the left, and they're much better at it. You know, this anti-free speech movement really is focusing on private companies and creating a type of digitized mob that sets upon anyone that says anything off the narrative. You can't say free speech, it's disinformation. Yep. You can't say riot, it's an insurrection. And even the slightest variations lead to this mob forming on the internet. And so what we're really seeing is something that is so stifling and so dangerous. Mm-hmm. There was a time when this type of letter would have had a hue and cry arise from the free speech community, but the silence is perfectly deafening.
Yeah, and you know what? I thought the same when you said this is from the left. I thought the same thing reading the letter. Well, it's coming from the left. But what struck me was when I read that the Forbes magazine chief content officer said the following, quoting here, "Let it be known to the business world, hire any of Trump's fellow fabulists above, and Forbes will assume that everything your company or firm talks about is a lie. Want to ensure the world's biggest business media brand approaches you as a potential funnel of disinformation? Then hire away." It seemed almost threatening to others. Don't even touch these people with a 10-foot pole.
Well, that's what makes this anti-free speech movement so insidious, is that it has created this atmosphere of intimidation. I got to tell you, there are professors across the country that write to me, and they're afraid. I mean, they don't feel like they can speak because they don't want to lose their jobs. And that's exactly the point, right? The whole point of these types of campaigns is to chill speech, to get dissenting voices to be silenced.
Yeah, it is amazing. And you talked about that professor, and I don't have time to read the quote, but the professor who literally was saying that, you know, you can't permanently dominate this country with a demographically shrinking number of angry white people, and they want to, you know, she's literally saying you got to cancel all these Trump people. And she's a college professor. I got 5 seconds for you left, Professor.
Well, I think that people of good faith have got to join together. This is not about Trump. It's about us, and it's about free speech. And we have to say no to blacklists and yes to a free speech system.
Professor Turley, always good to see you, sir. Thank you.